Welcome into flag football, the gold medal match. The United States taking on Italy. This game has originated in flag football in the United States. And the U.S. squad will have the opportunity to bring home the gold medal on their homeland. But Italy may have something to do and say about this. They were spectacular in their semifinal victory.
Well, the thing in this sport is there's not a lot of historical information out there. It's not like you can sit down in the classroom and study individuals. And a lot of pressure is going to be on Daryl Doucet, the quarterback for the United States. But Zaraka for Italy, he is a big man as well, and so they have the ability to go long. They're very good at taking that short route, and I think this will be a very close game indeed, and I think that is a good thing for the sport going forward as well. It's the Americans with all the pressure on them, and this man here, Jorge Cascudo, you know, if you win, it's the players, and if you lose, of course, you sack the coach.
comes out of Miami, and Miami high school football in the United States is pretty solid. We look at the Italian squad. They have a number of players, and we'll keep an eye on Seto Agostino, who is one of their great receivers that they have, multi-purpose receivers. They won their game, and Mark Simeone as well, 41-29 to get to over Mexico to get to this gold medal game.
Yeah, and Mexico look really good in winning that bronze medal. They bring a lot to the table, so for Italy to get up over them, it just shows the quality. They're a side that will thread the needle. They'll take their chances. They've got good receivers, but they've got really good spatial awareness on defense as well. So fascinating to see how these teams play it, whether they play a more traditional format or whether they look to try and maybe be a little ad hoc, or at times just trying to be a little bit more creative. And there is the Italian coach.
Giorgio Gavaldi's already sporting the Italian flag, and I anticipate this to be a very high-scoring game as we get set to hear the national anthems of both nations.
Of America and Italy.
Well, if you hand out prizes for the singing contest, it goes the way of the Italians. Love the passion, don't you? They are fired up for this one, and they're going to need to be, because they take on an absolute mountain. They take on the might of the United States. Settle back, enjoy all of this. It is the gold medal game in flag football, making its debut at the World Games. It is the United States up against the might of Europe, Italy.
Players meeting at midfield now. As Ramal Coleman will be the referee, calling the players and the captains to midfield to shake hands and for the coin toss. We'll listen in.
Gentlemen, congratulations to the Athletics captains. You represent your team. You're part of a historic moment tonight. I want you guys to play well, have a good time. Remind your teammates, put your hand up when you're rushing. Flags on your hips, all right? And make sure you stick that ball out, all right? USA, you are the higher seed, so you will call it. You got a football in the stadium. Call it in the air. Here we go. Football's called. In the stadium, Italy, you won. They won the ball in the first half. Which way do you want them going, USA? All right, we got Italian ball. Let's go.
Italy and the United States getting set to take the field. The customary coin toss for possession and side of field. As the gold medal on the line. 2 halves, 20 minutes to decide the gold medal. Italy wearing their dark jerseys. United States, the white or light jerseys.
They almost look like the dream team, don't they, of the 92 Olympics, the Americans. It's great to see that both countries wearing their genuine colours. How often in sport do you get these home and away jerseys, and you sometimes think, why are they in away jersey when there is absolutely no clash whatsoever? And so the Americans will take the field. The pressure's certainly on them. Everybody thinks football, they think of the United States. And so the thing that the Italians, I think, need to do is get up early, see if they can almost pick up the intercept, force some incompleted passes. There will be a lot of pressure on Daryl Doucette, the quarterback. And Zaraka for Italy, look at the size of it. He carries his little notebook. So we are set to go. And it will be the Italians who will get the first opportunity with the ball. And immediately just take that short route. Happy just to pick up a few yards. Misses the initial tackle. The United States number 3 man, Jordan Okudo.
I love the way that the playbook's just a little bit different from what we are customary as seeing with the plays on the hand. There's only one person with the playbook right now.
Oh, I've got a feeling
it all starts with one.
It's going to end up in the Hall of Fame, guarantee it. It's going to end up in the Hall of Fame. Now, Italy, just trying to get a sense of this American defence. Happy to go down the middle. Happy just to thread the needle, and picked up nicely by Simone. His quality. He's got great hands, this guy.
Yeah, Simone was a key factor in Italy's moving on to this gold medal game. He's got super hands, knows how to find the seam to get into. Luke Zaraka looking over the defense for the United States right now as he gets set to take the snap.
And he does. 3 passes, 3 complete passes. And Italy continue to march forward through Tanzia Sek.
Sek is one of those short, steady targets, but don't be fooled. You know, the flag football on the men's side, this has been a great avenue for men who are coming out of college, weren't possibly going to get drafted by the NFL, have a day job along the way, and an opportunity to be able to stay close to the game of football through flag.
And also players that might have picked up some pretty serious injuries, and it is a way of staying in touch. They decide to just go back down the middle, go that short route again, and the receiver this time is Sant'Agostino, Gianluca. Great names, haven't they? Gianluca. I've got to say, just looking at Zaraka here, he's Looks a little bit like Goran Ivanisevic, the famous tennis player who won Wimbledon.
I think he's calling a little audible here before the snap as he takes a look at the way the defense for the United States is setting up. The rush is on.
Yeah, it goes long too. Almost picked off though by the American. Almost got a hand in. Good defense, but Jared Lee Gabino was the intended target. Just couldn't quite get across. But great intent early from the Italians. Not afraid to chance their arm. Just show the Americans just how good his arm is. Zaraka.
Desmond Lewis getting a solid rush for the United States. They're sending someone new on those rushes in to try to get that flag. Here's Lewis once again.
And again, interference, and that gets the hand in it, and that another incomplete pass, and now suddenly the pressure does go on the Italian offense. That is magnificent from number 21,
It all started with the
James
rush.
Calhoun.
Yeah. You see number 5 kind of slide into your screen there. Desmond Lewis, former track star at the University of Central Arkansas, and he was a key person on that rush initially.
So what do they have in the playbook here? 4th down. Needs to get rid of it. They go long. Touchdown! Touchdown! Superb! That is brilliant from Italy. Wow! Number 13, Jared Lee Gabino. He got nice and high. All sorts of pressure on him. Stayed composed. Look at the vertical leap here. Wow. In some traffic too.
Garabino right at the goal line, being able to hold it in through tight 2 defenders and gathered that ball in for the touchdown.
Oh, you talk about under pressure on the 4th down. And Zaraka, the quarterback, so composed. They are looking to pick up that extra point. And should have got it. Didn't quite. So they'll lead the United States 6-0. It is the United States. It is the United States who will get possession now. And let's see what they can do. They're a very busy team, well drilled, the Americans. Will they look to try and play some percentages? Their quarterback is Daryl Doucette. Colourful character. Picks up the snap. Happy to run outside of the pocket. Now goes long, big Hail Mary pass immediately. And great reception from the big tall American Bruce Mapp. What courage, boy. And you want to make a statement, you just go long, go the full length of the field and say, yeah, well, we'll show you how confident we are.
I'll tell you what, Bruce Mapp only comes up at 6'1". He is one of those guys that we were talking about. Came out of Coastal Carolina University. As they go for 2, go to Mapp. You know what he does for a day job? He owns a food truck. And at night, he gets to the football field and he works out with these guys. And he has a day job and a night job and a touchdown and headed towards a gold medal.
I've got to say, Daryl Doucette, he is a busy quarterback. He is an athlete. He's going to be very hard because he is just going to keep this Italian defense guessing. He reminds me of that American quarterback, Doug Flutie, who came back out of the Canadian leagues, and when he signed with the Buffalo Bills, was used to playing in the wider pocket, was used to running laterally as a quarterback, and wasn't something seen a lot in the NFL, and he caught them off guard with it. And similar to here from Doucette. And touchdown again, is it? Oh, the Americans are just on fire. Just on fire. How good was that? 2 plays, 2 touchdowns. And this time they break away from their established quarterback, and it's Landrick Pablo Smith acting in that capacity, and the Americans showing why this is their game, this is their sport.
Desmond Lewis with a little bit of a height advantage there as he found that back end of the end zone. Hands flailing, bodies flying by, and somehow able to hold on for the 2-point conversion. 8-6 U.S.
Flag on the play. And so Zaraka asking.
We have motion, or if we have offsides, there's confusion here as the clock continues to run. No flag on the play. No flag.
Okay. So 8-6. So interesting that the United States not afraid to use other players in that capacity as a quarterback if need be. And the Italians going the short route, just out to the left side. Happy just to settle things down, get play back underway. Don't get too toe-to-toe at the moment with the American defence. Let them come forward and then try and see if that opens up some gaps behind that line of scrimmage.
Sek had 2 touchdowns. Number 17, who'll be hiking the ball for the Italian squad. 2 touchdowns late for Team Italy over Mexico in that victory to seal it.
It goes long, and that's good. Really nice piece of play from the Italians. Clinical. And Jared Lee Gabino, once again, safe pair of hands. He's good. He's good. Got great balance.
Automatic first down here for Team Italy is that penalty on the U.S. squad.
Americans protesting it, but you're not going to get anywhere. There's no point arguing. Go back, turn around, put your head down, get into it. Possible little injury there. So
that penalty actually called on the defense. A little bit stunned on the play. So we'll get back to action. That makes a first down just over the midfield line.
Yeah, Jordan Quindo, I think, just picking up the injury, so he will be replaced as they now go back to Zaraka. Absolute mountain of a man. He's got ice in his veins, though. Was the pass complete, or do they rule that as incomplete? No, incomplete. So Simone puts it down. Uncharacteristic of him, but good pressure coming from the Americans. So go back and just have a look at the replay here.
Just can't hold on. And that was the difference for Simone. He definitely would have picked up some big yardage on that play. So basically what Zabraka's doing as he continues to peek at his book, he's taking a look at how the defense is setting up. The rush is on.
They managed to deflag him, and good defensive play from the United States. Number 15, Frankie Solomon Jr. Got to make that tackle. And look at that, just grabs across. And referees will be watching that too, just to make sure that there's no grabbing of the shirt or the shorts or trying to slow an athlete down. So, it's a little subtleties. Go back to Zaraka. And this time, the little over the top. And does he get a foot in? Touchdown! Touchdown, Italy! That, once again, Tamzia Sek, one of the more colourful characters in this Italian team. Shows wonderful athleticism, but Zaraka, great vision. He took his time. He read the defence.
Little bit of a double pump until Sek could get open there, and a good job just waiting that extra second on that double pump fake. They'll go for 2 points here.
Well, it is the Italians answering the United States. I think for Italy to win this, you feel that they're just going to have to make some really big defensive plays, because the United States have just shown on a couple of occasions they've had the ball how lethal they are. Picked off, intercept, and it is the United States who prevents Italy from extending that lead. Let's have a look here. Great anticipation, great body position, straight into his breadbasket. And the Italian scrambling to try and deflag him. Now it is the Americans who pick up the ball. Oh, they're good, they're good. He's really, really busy. Daryl Doucette.
Map that big target. Solid on the rushes as well. A lot of these guys play both sides of the football, as you see Bruce map. He's a great football player and track star out of the Philadelphia area, which has developed so many solid and well-known coaches throughout the country and the world.
And Doucette this time, open. And they don't deflag him. Looks to try and run it into the end zone. Has he got enough room? He hasn't. Does he get himself out of bounds? But really good piece of stepping from David Bobo Price.
Bobo Price showing exactly what we talk about. Keep going, playing through the whistle. Keep those hips moving when someone's trying to grab that elusive flag, as you saw him try to kind of go sideways there, make it difficult for that flag to be picked.
Yeah, uncharacteristic for the Italians not to get the flag initially. Let's see what Doucette does here. What have they got up their sleeves? You're feeling they'll make it easy. Here we are, just that little side shuffle pass. And really hard to defend from that 1 yard line. It was always going to be a touchdown, such as the class of this American team, and they get their noses back in front. Do they go for the 1 point, or do they look to try and take the 2?
Mapp again, his second consecutive touchdown, and he poses such a huge threat.
It's a great sport too, isn't it? Because a lot of kids come out of high school, and unless you get into the collegiate system, we'll just wait for this. Can't go himself, throws it back. And this is where this combination does well. He's allowed to run that into the end zone because it has been passed once. And it is that backup quarterback, or the man that they will use as a quarterback on times, the Derek Pablo Smith. Just saying, when you come out of high school here and you can't continue your football career because you don't pick up a scholarship at collegiate level, this means that you can still continue to play. You can still have a really strong point of view in the game.
Doucette himself coming out of a high school in New Orleans called St. Augustine High School.
Yes,
and their men's and women's flag football teams are right there, 2 of the top in the country.
So Zaraka, straight. It's really simple. Not really sure they made any particular late yards on that play, but it will be second down. And once again, that is the very colourful Tamsia Sec for the Italians. In fact, it was Jared Lee Cabino. So Sec with the snap.
Second down, ball on the 11.
And they'll go across. Do they go for Simeone? No, they go back up the middle.
First down for Zaraka as he finds Sant'Agostino there just over the midfield line.
Yeah, good pass. Bullet arm, hasn't he? Bullet arm just threads the needle nicely. And under pressure, Gianluca Sant'Agostino takes the catch. And that makes his quarterback happy. Nothing more frustrating. Quarterback doing all the good work only for the pass not to stay in hand. So Zaraka this time takes the pace of it. Chance here to gain some more valuable yards. And he does get himself across that 10-yard line.
Yeah, the United States got crossed up defensively, and that left Sant'Agostino all alone as he was wide open for that pass. Easy to make, gaining some extra yards after the play.
So discussion from the notebook. Have I mentioned that it'll end up in the Hall of Fame?
That's definitely a carry-on.
Yeah, Zaraka. Well, when they look back on the history of this sport, if it does become an Olympic sport and it gets established, it'll be games like this, which will be considered to be the pioneering days.
Looking for a flag there in the end zone was Sant'Agostino. And the USA squad actually looking for a flag too. They thought there was some contact. But we're going to have a personal foul on the United States.
Yep, no point trying to talk them out of it. You can bring all the theatre you want to it. Let's just have a look at the replay here. We have a look here.
Wow, it was kind of incidental. You know, I thought it was a little bit incidental there, more of a trip by
You've got to remember,
Calhoun.
The Italians play a lot of football, a lot of soccer growing up, and part of that game, anytime you touch, you go to the ground. You go to ground. So they get away with it. You get away with it.
Clock winding down. They get, great opportunity here on the 5.
Got to bring the theatre to it. Happy to be patient. Brilliant again. Wow, what a combination. Gianluca Sant'Agostino under the most incredible amount of pressure. Zaraka just throws a bullet pass threads the needle between 3 defenders straight into the breadbasket, and it is the Italians who lead the United States of America with minutes remaining in this first half. How good is this guy?
Back and forth we go. 2-point conversion opportunity for Team Italy. Simeone going wide. Oh!
Intercept. They'll need to deflag him too, which they do. And that's twice now. The Italians off the back of touchdowns haven't managed to pick up the extra points, haven't managed to pick up the conversion, or what they do call still in flag football, the try. It's interesting, the whole history of it. You go back and you look at sports like rugby, and back in the early days of rugby, which is big in the Commonwealth, when you got across the line, that was simply meant that you could have a try at a conversion. And then later, going across the line became the major point scorer and was known as a try, and the kick became known as a conversion. So some wonderful origins and connections between American football and rugby union, which probably has a bigger international presence in Europe, but both highly admired because of the gladiatorial nature of them.
2-minute warning here in the first half of play, and the size of the U.S. huddle gives you an idea. We talked about the differential and just how big Desmond Lewis is as a receiver. Oh, he just towers over Doucette, number 7, the quarterback.
Well, this is
He's got more of a tight end presence in the United States if we're talking football.
Yeah, man, but what we are talking about, both teams have had capitalised every time they've got the ball. Just too easy there, though.
Bobo Price, and flags coming from all over the place. Was there contact outside the field of play?
Well, I'm not sure. He was just holding his line, wasn't he, the United States player? This will be a fascinating call here. Was there malice in that? Which way does this go? Intriguing.
Legal contact on the offense. No loss of down here.
Yeah, 3rd down now.
Interesting.
Let's have a look here.
So legal contact. So there he goes through.
Oh, I don't think there's much in that. I'm not sure that should have been a flag on the play. I don't think he had anywhere to go. David Bobo Price, I think they're a little bit unlucky.
Well, and for Bobo Price, the way the official saw it was he was using his body to gain a couple extra downs. This really makes it look interesting. Brings it back to the 2. A loss of down makes it 3rd down from the 2.
But, you know, look, say 3rd down, if for whatever reason this is incomplete, that is a big moment in the context of this match. Huge call from the officials. So Daryl Doucette.
That was kind of trickery there, a short snap.
Yep, now tries to turn. They deflag him early. Under pressure, so 4th down, and they'll still need to go the 10 yards. They can't afford just to take the short route now, the Americans. So 13 yards required for that 1st down. Wow, big call now. Where do they go? Surely Italy will be aware. They're going to have to sit back a little bit here. They're not going to come forward, are they, defensively? They're just going to sit back and wait, and they do. They'll put pressure on the quarterback. Now, this lateral play. Pressure coming. Runs nicely, and will get himself across. 1st down.
Oh, contact made once again. A nice job for Smith to stay to his feet, and Pablo doing a good job. They kind of had that trickery. They had that short snap first with the lateral back, and then it released Doucette down the field, and that really opened up that field of play to get this 1st down to the pylon. Great stretch to get to the extra goal line for the 1st down play.
We saw a very similar play, which led to a touchdown, didn't we? So they're using that quite well between these two. Lrederick Pablo Smith, number 14 for them. And now, not as much pressure on them. And brilliant combination once again. Too easy. Outstanding coaching. Great strategy. Innovation at its finest. And Lrederick Pablo Smith, Daryl Doucette taking control for the United States.
All starts with that short pass, little flip. That opens up the opportunity to run the ball. Italy not expecting it. They expected that ball to be thrown downfield, which is the bait of the receivers to go deep.
They're looking for that extra point, are they? Once again, they go over the top, and they do. Great catch. Good contest, though. The Italians were there in numbers, but Bruce Mack, look what it does mean to the Americans, and suddenly that 2-point try or 2-point conversion now gives them a lead of 6, 24 plays 18 as we come into the first half, the end of the first half. Neither side have really given an inch, have they?
That was a great shot from exactly what Lewis and Price and Smith were looking at Doucette, as Italy now trying to run their play quickly and get up to the line of scrimmage for one more before the half ends.
I wonder whether the Italians, Zaraka, whether they have that sort of 2-quarterback play at any point. We haven't really seen it, have we, from what we've seen of the Italians throughout this tournament? Just to try and thread the needle and rely on the arm of Zaraka.
U.S. possibly picking up a flag here for illegal contact as James Calhoun.
And they put a couple of seconds back on the clock there, so they have added a couple of seconds, 16 seconds remaining.
Was there contact made as he tried to reach in for that ball? That's what the officials are possibly seeing here, is that flag will tack on some yardage.
We've also got to remember too that a lot of the Americans particularly have played the full version of American football, and there'll be a lot of habits that they're in. There'll be a lot of instinct, natural instinct, things they can get away with in gridiron itself that they can't get away with in flag football. So you can understand sometimes.
Sec with a lot of room there as the anticipation for the U.S. squad was to go deeper on that play with the list time on the clock. And Sec has certainly been the key hands for the Italian squad offensively.
Yeah, intelligent play, running it out and stopping the clock.
Clock hasn't started yet.
And they do get themselves back out, so the clock will stop. No, yes it is, 6 seconds. Have they add a couple more seconds on there? Or?
Stopping and starting in favor of the Italian squad right now as it stops once again.
So now.
Hey, take advantage of it, right?
Really got to have to go here now. Got to go into the end zone. No real choice. Just not enough time on the clock. They send all their players forward. Clock counts down. It comes in over the top. Oh, touchdown, is it? Did he get his feet down? I think he did. I think he did. Wow, that is simply superb under pressure. Santacostino. Have a look at this. That would have been world class in an NFL game. He got both feet down, let alone just one. The balance showing here. Superb.
Santagostino knew exactly where he needed to be, ran to that back pylon on the end zone, and the athleticism to hang on, hold on, keep the feet down, back-to-back touchdowns for Santagostino here.
That is a game changer in the context of this, right on half-time. Can't pick up the extra point. Is there a flag on the plate? No, there's not. Just really good defense from the Americans. It is 24 playing 24. Gold medal up for grabs. The United States, the mountain. Are they about to be toppled? Don't go away. 20 minutes still remains. Nothing in this one. Wonderful. Wonderful play from Legion Field here on day 7 of the World Games, Birmingham, Alabama. So plenty being said in the huddle for the Italians. I think it's more about just believe, guys, believe. You're doing everything asked of us. You've been simply superb. For the Americans, again, it's a case of not panicking here. They've just got to rely on their skill set. You know they're capable probably of the big defensive plays. They seem to be a little bit more aware. And for the Italians, well, they just need to probably look at the way the Americans are using their quarterback, Daryl Doucette, and their number 14, Lederick Pablo Smith, in that 1-2 punch.
I think the Bobo Price, as you see him back out on the field, 22 for the United States, as they will take over possession of the ball here to start this second half of play, has certainly been key on the short passes. And of course the running has been spectacular of Lederick Smith. And he has opened up the field to play on that trickery of that short snap to Smith instead of it going back to Doucette.
So Doucette, we are set to 8. Second half, 20 minutes to determine who wins the gold medal. And Doucette, just as a repeat of the first, they do go long. Touchdown, touchdown United States. They did this to start the first half, and they've done it again to start the second. They've caught the Italians napping. That is simply brilliant. Lavelle Davis, the wide receiver, goes long into the end zone.
Well, Lavelle Davis is a former track and field star at Mississippi Valley State, and he got out of the gates pretty quick, just as he did in his collegiate days. No chance of catching him for that touchdown.
Americans going to go for the 2. They're not going to sit back and wonder here. And now running out of the pocket, and he can run back in because there was that exchange. And this is the thing that we've seen from the Americans that we haven't seen other teams, and that is the quarterbacks throwing the little lateral and then allowing them to run into the end zone.
Quick hands, quick feet. A little bit of statement there by the United States squad to come out in this second half of play, no doubt about it. Let's see what Italy has in their trickery for this second half and first possession.
Well, Zaraka, he does go long himself. This could easily be picked off, but
pressure there in the back on the rush from that snap by the U.S. squad.
Simone never was really going to get to that, so you talk about that rush defense, and that's probably the first time that we've really seen Zaraka under a little bit of pressure. But he was smart. He basically threw it away. He never really gave the American defense any chance of the intercept. 17 there, Tamsier Sek to snap the ball for the Italians. And this time they go down the middle, but good defense from the Americans. Is there a flag on the play?
That was a tight spiral, and
Gabino asking for asking for a shove in the back, wasn't he? We just want consistency because the Italians were picked up for this earlier.
Non-contact sport with flag football, and Garbino feeling the pressure from the backside from the United States squad on the defensive pressure there by Frankie Solomon Jr.
Well, suddenly the pressure is on them. This is third down for the Italians. They haven't really moved upfield at all. 2 incomplete passes. And now pressure on him. He goes long. Is it good enough? Oh, out of bounds anyway. It wouldn't have counted. The intent was right. But the American defense, which we talked about, possibly being the difference. And Sant'Agostino never really was going to take that, was he? And
no, the pressure
always out of play.
Yeah, the pressure from the defense from Calhoun just pushing him out of the field to play. This is 4th down now for Italy, so they've got to get to midfield or beyond or to the end zone.
I saw the Americans in a similar position, and they played this sort of 1-2 quarterback at the back and allowed them to run it. And he goes long. And, oh, great catch. Brilliant.
Simone with the great grab. He has come up big throughout these World Games with the grab when they have needed him. And then after the play and the catch and the advantage of a few more yards, a flag on the play.
Wow. Have a look at that again. So much pressure on him. And he just never takes his eye off it. But equally, for Zaraka there, quarterback, how good is he?
So that'll get tacked on to the end of the play. The flag on the defense. Setting up great field position now after the catch.
Well, they were in trouble. That was a real turning point in the game there. But the great teams get it right.
Yeah, they showed a little bit of that trickery there.
And now they're arguing whether it's on the 1 yard line, the 2 yard line, or the 3 yard line. The reality is they'll have 3 more down. So the Italians, you would expect to score from here. Very hard to defend this close to the line in flag football. Gets deflagged certainly short of the line. Putting that arm out, hoping that that extension, because if he does get that ball across the line, even though it doesn't touch the ground or his feet don't touch the ground, it will count as a touchdown.
As long as that flag isn't pulled, so outstretched arms important. Sack and a flag there.
Well, that's good.
They got a little help there on that one. This is not contact, but these guys have all played pretty much
against the offensive team there. So they've said that I think they've said that, haven't they? That the offensive team.
It should be against the United States squad. And sec. It is against the offense and sec, as the defense holding his ground, so they'll go back and have a little bit of extra yards here to work with.
Yeah, interesting. Right call, certainly the right call. Beautiful evening here in Birmingham, Alabama. Day 7 of the World Games. You are watching, if you've just joined us, the gold medal match between the United States and Italy. Flag football making its debut. Big hopes of trying to get this established as a sport at the Olympic Games in LA in 2028. Quarterback for Italy, Zaraka. This time goes down, finds his player. Deflag though. Good defense from the Americans, because this is 3rd down now and 4th down, so starting to run out of plays, the Italians. Tamzir Sek, it is 4th down, so they've been very close to the end zone. Okay, we'll agree on what's going to happen here. Now we find out how good a mind readers the Americans are. It really is just a game of chess. 6 seconds there for that snap. Calls for it. Oh, he's going to be deflagged, is he? They call a touchdown, and it is a touchdown to the Italians. Nothing in it. But once again, that man, Jared Lee Gabino, with hands of glue.
Jeffrey Bryant was within meters of taking that flag and ending the opportunity for this call.
Well, he got there.
Grabbed the shorts instead of the flag.
The shorts, he got there. I've got to say, I do not want to play Zaraka in a game of poker. That man would sit across you and show you nothing. Look how calm he is. Now, it is the Americans. No, in fact, picking up the extra, going for the try or the conversion, and it is picked off again. So America have been brilliant in that area. That is 3 points that the Italians have missed out on through incomplete passes, going for the extra point. Now let's see what the United States do. They get possession back. They went long on the very first play to start this half, the full length of the field. Do they look to do the same, or do they look to just take the short route initially?
Doucette's got a great arm, and they've got the speed. They're going to go for broke here.
Go outside. Is it complete? Yep, it is. They said that he got a foot into play.
Johnny Rembrandt staying in bounds, getting a little fist pump there. Another player who's coming out of that Miami, Florida area, where high school, especially football at the high school level, but look at the tiptoes of just being able to get that foot down.
But see, that's where they're well drilled, aren't they? Because in college football and football itself, you've got to have both feet on the ground, and that is just habit. Now he looks to run Doucette. Can they deflag him? They do, just short of the line. Was a touchdown. Touchdown, is it? Do they deflag him? They bring it back to the 1 yard line. They'll go and have a look at this. He might have got there. Did they manage to deflag him?
The deflag wasn't there, but was he out of bounds before he got that arm over?
Yeah, that's the big one, isn't it? I'll go to the big screen. We're late. Big moment here in the context of this game. Touchdown! United States. The brilliance of Darrell Doucette running out of the pocket, going on his own. Have a look here. So
Look at the wide open room he has in the middle of the field. And then his speed turned on and just hit the pylon, outstretched with that ball. You hit the pylon with the ball, no flag taken. He stayed in bounds long enough. Here's the attempt here on the short pass. He can run because that pass was initially made somewhere else, just throws it away.
Yeah, that was
nothing there.
That was an ugly pass, wasn't it? But it's interesting because, you know, as long as the quarterback, the ball is passed to him, he can run. And quarterbacks are not going to be afraid to run, are they? Because there's not the contact in it.
No.
You don't see them doing it as much. Well, you see it doing occasionally in NFL. But there's always that fear that your marquee player is going to end up getting smashed and concussed. And so it's a really good weapon to have, having that fast. He's got a great centre of gravity too. Beautiful balance do set.
Well, and
you sort of know it's coming, but it doesn't mean you know how to stop it.
No, well, versatility as a quarterback, especially from where these players have come from, certainly helps as Simeone with the grab, because it takes away what you can do in the pocket, and it gives a quarterback and gives the receivers time, if they're covered, to eventually open up for that pass to be made. So versatility well shining through, an 8-point lead for the U.S. squad as Italy looks now to move downfield.
Yeah, 38-30, key moment here. The Italians, they really do need to make sure they go the full length of the field. They need to get off to a very good start here. And good defence, and incomplete, and automatically back down to the second down. Not dissimilar to what we saw the last time the Italians had the ball. They managed to get themselves out of trouble with a bit of brilliant play on fourth down, but they're not going to keep being able to do that. This American defence have got a very good read, haven't they?
Yeah, Oquendo with Smith, especially on that short route by Sek. They had him double teamed. As for Sek, he's got to find more separation if he's going to run that short route now.
And they will rush the quarterback, put a lot of pressure on him. They do continue to apply the pressure this time. They do go the short route. Makes valuable yards, but certainly not enough for a first down. So Tamzir Sek is the receiver. So fourth down and 5 yards. They've got to get to that halfway line to ensure that they do get another 4 possessions. Americans, they just bring 2 forward, drop 2 back perhaps. What sort of screen are we going to see from the Americans? Saraka, deep in the pocket this time. Key pass, picked off, intercept to the United States. Steps one, beats one, goes up the sideline, and a first down to the United States. And he's just asked for a little bit of love. He says, yeah, baby.
James Calhoun striking a pose there from Riverside, California.
Well, we talked about the big defensive plays. We felt the United States probably had the measure of the Italians. If there was going to be an intercept, if there was going to be a turnover of possession, it would probably be the Americans. How big a play is that in the context of this gold medal? If the Americans can score from this, it might just be psychologically a bit too much again. Here is this 1-2 punch combination. Flag on the play, 2 flags on the play. Touchdown, will it count though? Will it count? Let's just see what they've got at the moment. They have said touchdown. Bruce Mapp, but that interplay between Lederick Pablo Smith and Daryl Hoosh-Doucette, but 2 flags on the play.
We got some illegal contact on the defense here as Matt, who started the scoring off for the night for the United States squad. Again, what a bullet of a toss. And Matt holding on the back of the end zone for the catch.
Yeah, so touchdown does stand. And they look to go over the top, and they do pick up the extra point. And so it is 2 points, so it's 46 plays 30. With just under 7 minutes remaining in this gold medal match. And now the Italians, well...
Italians need to come downfield here, move their offense quickly, and put something on the board, trailing by 16.
And they're going to have on both occasions go for the 2-point conversions. They need to score twice to level it. And they need the maximum 8 points on both occasions. Good camaraderie there being shown between both teams. Got to say, though, you give the Italians another, let's say another 3 years to the next World Games, give them another 6 years to LA, and the evolution of the sport in that country. Greater depth, inspired by what they're seeing tonight. And it's going to be a fascinating competition if it does get to the Olympic Games. So, Zaraka, deep in the pocket. The defence good. He decides to go long this time, catches the Americans out. No, he doesn't. Not enough accuracy on it. Mark Simeone never really was in the contest. Big play from the Americans. Wow.
Yeah, try to just change things up a little bit. Pretty straightforward, the Italian squad running their offense right now. So need something to trick it up a little bit. Zadaraka stays in the pocket. Don't really see many shuttle passes or anything trickery. So these receivers are going to have to work a bit harder to find that open seam of the field here on third down.
Yeah, already under pressure, third down now. How important is this if Italy to have any chance? They go long. Oh, lovely play. Just when the Italians, you think they're sort of dead and buried in big moments, they just come up, and once again it is that combination of Gerald Lee Caberno and there Luke Zaraka, the quarterback. Such understanding here.
A little miscommunication on the defensive backs for the United States.
They need to really go for the 2 points here. Probably don't believe they can score 3 more. I think they believe they can score 1 more. They pick up the 2 here now. Then it's a touchdown plus 2. And suddenly we're tied up.
A lot of time left, too, as well.
And unsuccessful. America have been so good in defending the try or the conversion.
So United States, as they come back out here to run their offensive tack, they need to be a little bit more methodical, take their time after a play is made. No need to rush anything. There's going to be a 2-minute clock stop, 2-minute warning real quick, but
you look at that,
no rush to anything
look
now.
At that scoreboard, and it just shows the importance of accumulating those conversions, accumulating the try after the touchdown. Here is that double play once again. He can run from here, of course, now. But Doucette, happy to find the big man.
Bobo's got the work going with those hips, Bobo Price.
I'll tell you what, Bobo, he wouldn't have looked out of place at the ballroom dancing that I went and watched at these World Games. And do not underestimate the athleticism of that as well. It was one of the, I've got to say, it was one of the more enjoyable sports that I did go and watch, to be honest. I could see Bobo there in his tux.
Taking all the time that they possibly can on the play clock.
Doucette looking to go big, long, big Hail Mary down the thing. Intercepted, Italy. Big moment for the Italians.
Huge risk there, and I'm a bit surprised, excuse me, that the U.S. squad took that type of a risk deep into the end zone. There's no reason now with a 10-point lead. And Del Vecchia with the reception in the end zone off the pass, and the interception cleanly taken in. So great opportunity here for Team Italy now as they will take over on offense.
Yeah, they are playing at the great Legion Field, home historically between two of the great college rivalries in American football. And that is Auburn University and the Crimson Tide, the University of Alabama. Alabama, of course, really have been the dominant side under the coaching of the great Nick Saban. Turns, but good defense, no real panic coming from number 3 for the United States, Jordan Aquino. And so coming down to that 2-minute call. And there it is.
Just real quick. And it's not like, you know, if we were playing an NFL game, a National Football League game, they would take a 2-minute warning and the teams would go to the sidelines, the breaks that you talk about. It's just to notify everybody quick, 2 minutes to go, and we're back at it again.
Yeah, I mean, I work in sport professionally, and I think the biggest frustration with NFL, with Gridiron, is the stop-start motion of it, how long it does take to complete a game. I think we also, coming from a rugby-playing nation and sports were gladiatorial, we don't like the fact that you've got an offence and a defence. We like the fact that players have to be both. And I think this is why this sport is going to become the real global point of view, because it's got everything that the rest of the world loves.
There you go, the lateral sick. Faced with a double team there as he was unable to make the play. U.S. squad doing a good job defensively to cut this one out.
They've been in the game though, the Italians, boy, they have not given up. And this fancied American team, know they've been in a contest. Boy, physical. Comes over the top there. Now, whether that's intentional or not, and this is that 1-2 play. And they've done it all night, and you know it's coming, but they don't know how to shut down Loretta Pablo Smith, and then quarterback Daryl Hoosh Doucette. So Doucette and Smith combining beautifully.
Yeah, Laderick Smith really showing as an Italian player down on the field right now. His speed and the ability, as we were talking about with those quick snaps that they are having, the U.S. squad, giving that little decoy instead of going back to Doucette.
See, this will be a great archive, won't it, for other emerging countries to sort of see the way the Americans are doing it, seeing how you can use that 1-2 punch in that quarterback role. The ability for a really fast quarterback to run, as long as he does receive the ball off a pass or
a little bit of deception as well, being able to utilize that decoy.
So, you know, sides coming up against the United States in the future, whatever those international tournaments might look like, suddenly got this to look at the way the Americans do play, the way they set themselves up, what their strengths and weaknesses are. Now, that's not necessarily to say you can stop it, but it does give you a better understanding. I think the best display was when the Americans are under pressure. I think it was, what, 4th and 15 after maybe picking up a penalty, and that's the first time that we did see Smith come in with Doucette, and it was ultimately Doucette who ran those yards to pick up that first down. It was probably the first time we'd seen it at this level. And there we go, that's the example of what we're talking about, this double play.
And watch Doucette release there after he hiked that ball as a little bit of a deception, and Johnny Rembert picking up the completion on that play. And now with that first down, we hit a minute to go in the game.
No,
they look back.
Yeah, they'd like to finish it though, wouldn't they, with another touchdown. So Doucette. You've got, again, Smith out there to his right. We do see that little. So Smith now drops back into the pocket, axing that quarterback. Little underarm pass, and finds, once again, the very impressive David Bobo Price. I wonder how many kids that have been due to being born are going to end up being called Bobo. I mean, I imagine during the Michael Jordan era, there are a lot of kids that are suddenly either called Jordan or Michael. I don't know, some kids might have been called 23.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the 23 for you right there, DeVecchia. United States squad does not have to snap this ball here as the play clock is off. So the U.S. squad will enjoy the opportunity. Yeah, they may do so
just take the knee, and the knee will go down. They'll just drop back, and it is all over. It is the United States who create history at the World Games. They win. Flag football. They send a message to the IOC. Take the sport to LA in 2028. It's not just us. The Europeans, the South Americans, they've all challenged us. And we had to work hard for this victory. For Italy, a silver for them. But wow, what a performance from the Italians.
Yeah, solid effort by the U.S. squad. You know, that first quarter, or excuse me, that first half of play, Italy got on the board first. United States answered. Italy responded. It was a little bit of a punching match back and forth. But at the end of the day, the United States squad, both offensively and defensively, clamping it down to win the first gold medal in flag football in the debut here at World Games 2022. Great respect and sportsmanship shown between these two countries to end the game. And certainly they have crossed paths on other stages as well. So the United States will now celebrate with their fans. And a good crowd on hand here at Legion Field tonight to take in this historic moment in flag football.
And don't go away, because we're going to bring you the gold medal game for the women, which will be between the might of Mexico and the powerhouse that is the United States. As we just go back and have a look at some of the wonderful athleticism of one of the world's fastest growing sports. Flag football, the United States victorious.